Good morning, survivors! It's your favorite Gabriel Blythe in the Salt Lake area, doing that thing that we always do, broadcasting on all channels. And now, with a little bit of arm twisting, we're broadcasting on super secret channels that Xander told me about. So, you, secret KGB sinners, I hope that you appreciate these nonsense of words. I just had a thought. What if you can't hear me, but you don't speak King's English? Have I talked about that before? Is that a new idea that's come to me? I feel like that's an easy session. But the King's English is the dominant language, so safe assumption for me, I guess. That really bugs me that did we talk about this? Maybe I should journal down the things that I say after these sessions. That way I'm not too rambly. It was kind of nice when we had the reports that we were going through. You know, it was that deep dive on the computer. Schuster's computer specifically. It was really easy to track what had and hadn't been shared. Maybe a journal is a good idea. Then again, I never know if this is the first time you are listening to me. So let's split it down the middle, shall we? I'll give you a recap for you first-timers, but not too much to bore you. If you think you're missing out on some details, then I guess you're just gonna have to come here to the Salt Lake Valley at the college just off State Street and come listen to all the gossip and the tea, the drama, the lore, all of it. You know, the stuff that doesn't make it to the broadcast. Trust me, there's some really great stuff you're missing out on. Things just feel great right now. We've got all this news about the others. Again, for the slight recap, for those of you who might be this is your first time, others is what I call the folks outside. The Z word is still a little bit harsh to me. It just feels like extra othering. And it honestly feels cartoonish. And kind of a garish word. Zombie. Yes, garish. Word of the day. Especially now knowing that there are signs of recognition in the others. I am trying to temper my expectations, but it's so cool to hear! I know, just a few weeks ago, I was melancholic about nostalgia, and now we're riding this high. And, you know, that's what you get with riding the Gabe train. Gabe train. I don't even know what I'm saying sometimes. Especially when I'm in this good of a mood. It does get worse when I'm in a bad mood. Remember my evangelical preacher on the radio phase? Yeah, well, I remember it like it was yesterday. And it's one of those thoughts that just keeps you up at night. At the end of the day, when thinking about the feeling of wanting a community that I could feel safe in, I was reminded that I'm doing just that. Me. I'm building a place I'm excited to spend time in. Not like I have a lot of choices, but I could choose isolation again, and that sounds horrific. Do you think if I did do that, would RQ regress? Just become that withdrawn person that we met so long ago? Or now that we all know that the world is so much more vast, that she would continue to be open and honest? Has she become the chatty person, by comparison, because of her environment? The environment that is me and Xander. I like that thought. And, it's a fun thought experiment, for sure. Ugh, jeez, Gabe. Tangent City over here. All while on the Gabe train. Totally making it a thing. Yeah. Leaning into the cringe, that's never been a bad thing, right? That community, that space that you can feel yourself in, it feels like I'm building that space. When you think about the place that you can be the most comfortable version of yourself, what did that space look like for you? What do you want it to look like? I think those are two very different worlds. What was it, and what do you want it to be? I like to think that we can overcome our differences a lot easier now. With that patience and tolerance, I think it would make it easier to build those safe places. But maybe the smaller things really become so much more grand, Does that make sense? Sure, we vote as a community, but we are only a handful of people. If we were divided before on our biases alone, how's it going to feel when Kenny doesn't agree about what to do with our food rations? Never mind the safety and strong moral beliefs. Kind of goes back to that question. Are we doomed to repeat our mistakes? Our Q would say that we are. But again, I'm the hopeful type. A beacon of hope, apparently. I still don't really know what that's supposed to mean. Like, I know the definition, but it just feels like a lot. And if I don't think about it, then it's not my problem. Healthy, I know. But I don't want to really bring the mood down. It's just a nice day outside. Rain clouds are trapped on the mountain peaks. That's kind of a cool thing about Utah, if you didn't know. You can watch the mountains catch the sky as it rolls by. Sometimes it's super fast as the clouds roll by so quickly. But others, it feels like you're watching the world in slow motion. If we had to uproot everything here, God, I would miss this view. Also, it's been my only home for so long now. It would make sense if the three of us had to move back to the motherland. England prevails, after all. And maybe that would be our new hub. Broadcasting there. Or that's just the last bastion of all humans. Then again, it's a dangerous journey. I think it would make sense to have multiple hubs. And staying here would definitely be my vote. I'll run this hub. How about you run yours wherever you are? You're in South America. Wow, that's an exciting place to be. It always breaks my brain when I think about the inverse of seasons. Our summer is your winter. Oh, it breaks my brain. So I guess if I start a hub here and you start a hub there, I guess that means I'm stuck here and you're stuck with me. He says, full of hope. That is meant to be a persuasive argument. There's been less of the others, as of late. Must be holding up, waiting for a storm or something to pass. The others have more power in recognition and self-preservation than I ever really gave them credit for. Maybe they're more like pack animals. Keeping dry is a basic instinct, after all. Huh. But, again, just kind of rambling today. Even I get tired of the doom and gloom of my brain occasionally. It's nice to share nothing but what I'm excited about. I would love to hear what you are excited about. I am also excited about one day hearing your voice. I am excited about you hearing my voice and all its dulcet tones across every frequency we can manage in this little college radio booth. Even if you hate my voice and it fills you with spite, I'm glad that you can hear it. You know why? Because spite is a powerful motivator, too. You know, maybe with all that spite, you'll start your own broadcasts with less whining and more crowbars. Or maybe you can give instructions on how to properly skin game, so you aren't eating fur all the time. I don't know you. I don't know what you would like to do. But I would like to know you. Come on by. Down by the college. Just like I always am. You aren't alone, and you don't have to be.